Hi. Now I'm going to introduce someone very special to you today, Boris von Lathen. Now the reason he's so special is because I've never actually physically met Boris, but I've known him via the internet for about 5 years now. And Boris is relatively new to the surfing circles. He lives in Europe, but amazingly Boris's attitude is very much a 1950s and 1960s attitude to life and surfing, which actually intrigues me. But even after surfing such a short time, he already seems to possess this sort of grateful attitude, this sort of fun-based appreciation of life that was so much the attitude that modern surfing was built upon in the early years, wasn't it? I mean, here it is 2013, 60 years after the introduction, if you like, of that groundbreaking sort of Malibu beach culture that we saw in the 1950s, a guy who kicks off a surfing career in the 21st century with a mid-20th century outlook on life. I find that very intriguing. I mean, I guess a good example, or he's a bit like someone like Joel Tudor, who's a modern day surfer, as you know, great longboarder and good shortboarder. Starts surfing in the late 20th century with a mid-20th century style and attitude, doesn't he, Joel Tudor? That's how he surfs. I mean, how was Joel able to take that grace and style and smoothness of the 1950s and suddenly become a surfer in the 21st century that could easily be one of the 1950s Malibu crew, couldn't he? I mean, you could easily take Joel back in time, couldn't you? You could transport him back, say, 60 years or 50 years, and have him surfing with, David Nueva or Tommy Zahn or Robert August or someone like that, and he just fitted perfectly, wouldn't he? He just fitted like a hand in a glove. Well, Boris, whom we're about to interview, is really just, in my thinking, just another Joel Tudor. He's just another Joel Tudor. But his peculiarity is, in his 1950s attitude, not necessarily his 1950s surfing style like Joel Tudor, but more his 1950s attitude, which really intrigues me.
Hi Mike, and especially hello to the guys in the Fongar Ray and to some of our senior legend surfers like Tui Wordy, Russ Edge, Barry Trevor, Colin and Dave Boyd. Aloha from the other part of the world, which is called Switzerland. We are now in Montreux, and okay, we don't have the waves, but we have the snow, and today we go surfing the way we do it here, the Swiss way.
So, Bo, as we'll call him, has a wife, Sandra, and 3 children. But originally, he really got the surf bug when he was in Western Australia back in 2004, backpacking with Sandra. So, okay, Bo, tell us how it all started.
Alright, so you want me to tell you how it all started? Well, actually, it's a long story if you got the time. So, yeah, we took some, average lessons in Australia, but actually it started a long time before. Like, as far as I remember as a kid, I was always fascinated by everything that was gliding and sliding, like from skiing, of course, because every average Swiss kid is learning skiing when he's pretty young aged, like my daughter Leah on this picture. And also, then it was about snowboarding, which actually gives almost the same feeling as being on a wave. Actually, it's what is the closest with the feeling. And a bit different, but parachuting, and also I've been developing wingsuits prototypes to glide more, not only to fall, to free fall, but to glide. And actually, I think we kind of succeeded with my test pilot. And then having 3 kids, it was a challenge to quit skydiving first, and then you get a bit older and you approach your 40th birthday, and you think, okay, what am I going to do with my body for the rest of my life, with my new family life? And this is how I started surfing, during that trip around the world, all organized by my beautiful Sandra. And it was just a great discovery. It was like love at first sight for me, because to me surfing is like the advantage of gliding, but with the power of nature. And this is the only sport I could feel this power so strongly. In free fall, you just fall. It's earth attraction, but the swell, energy from the ocean, it's so beautiful. And so hopefully I could answer your question.
Now, you have a little surprise for us, don't you, Bo? You don't actually live near a beach, do you?
Yeah, we don't live really by a beach. We live by a beach, but a lake's beach, not the ocean's beach. And it takes about 700 kilometers drive to get there. So it's quite a challenge every time, like big family trip. And we can do it like once or twice if we are lucky a year. So, surfing is really a cherry on the cake when we can surf genuine waves. Oh, here comes the train. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, how do you manage to keep yourself fit, Bo, and motivated in that?
Well, okay. Train. I'm my regular job is being a physiotherapist. So I use physiotherapy techniques to keep fit and stretched and balanced. But and also when we came back from Australia in 2004, I started skateboarding, because almost every town in Switzerland has a skate park. And so I started skateboarding age 30, which was quite a challenge. And oh boy, when you fall down, that hurts. It's a bit hotter than water. Well, depends on the side of the wave. I agree. And then then we have this great opportunity to live by a lake, and we can be towed by boats, and it's kind of endless waves when they tow us, and then we leave the tow go, and we follow the wave, and it's an endless wave. As long as you have gas in the tank, you can ride. The only problem, it's not very ecological, and I would really far better prefer being by the ocean. that's for sure, for this environmental issue. But you know that sometimes, especially in winter time, if we are lucky enough, we get some swell on the lake, and you know the surface is small and it doesn't blow for a long time, so it has to be a really strong wind. But you know, from time to time we get some fun in the freezing water, and it's funny to say that we're stoked with tiny waves, but you know, that's just the way it is around here, and it's really much fun anyway.
You know, Boris is so stoked, he even made a surfboard for his daughter Leah. Can you believe that? Didn't you, Bo?
Yeah, true. I started building and shaping a surfboard for Leah because she was asking, "Oh, Daddy, I want to go with you in the lake." And what I forgot to precise that when we got back from Australia in 2004, we started practicing paddling in the lake with surfboards. And so Leah was watching me doing this and having fun, and then she wanted to come with me. By the way, did you know what Leah used to say about surfing when she was around 3?
Quand on surfe, qu'on peut boire de la bière, après on surfe debout. Oui, j'ai surfé comme ça. Oui, j'ai surfé. Oui, j'ai surfé. Oui, j'ai surfé.
And also other Swiss surfers came with me. It was on Thursdays every week, and so we had this Thursday session with mates, and you know, so much fun. Even if there are no waves, there was this kind of contest trying to stand on a homemade surfboard of mine, and the one who was succeeding could get a beer for free. Yeah, and so I went with friends like Christina, Tina, and also other guys, with my mate Sly, you know, from the skydiving years. He's also a surfer, and yeah, it's so much fun being, you know, the big surfers gang, and I think it's the same all around the world.
Now, Bo, you're also about to create a special sort of local day dedicated to your passion, aren't you? You know, tell us about it, Bo. I mean, and also, you know, the International Surfing Day that you had in June of 2011. Tell us about that.
Yeah, that's true. This year I've been organizing a surf movie festival. Also, my mate Slide organized the first International Surfing Day in Montreux. And then a neighbor of mine just organized the same at Rolle, just nearby where I live. And it was, you know, great events with lots of people cheering in the lake on SUP surfboards, paddling. And yeah, there I could meet very nice people, like two girls from the German part of Switzerland, one called Judith, nicknamed Ju, and the other Kirsten. And then we kind of exchanged experiences, and the girls go on their river in the capital city of the country, Bern, and there is also a static wave where people can stay still on the wave, trying not to move, and take that wave. And yeah, and you know, all what goes with, like having a lunch on the beach after the session, and exchanging impressions and what we've been living within the day.
Doesn't Beau's enthusiasm sort of remind you of those early days, when it was also new to us? And here it is 2013 and nothing's changed really, has it? I mean, people are still getting stoked on this culture and lifestyle called surfing. Beau, have you have often made some great remarks to me about what surfing means to you over the years. You just remind me of those remarks, Beau, and all those watching the vid. Just go through it again. Tell us about all those wonderful things that surfing means to you.
Okay, to me, surfing is about first of all, friendship and the beautiful nature we are living in respect of yourself and of what's around you, environment and all of this, and being balanced and all that kind of stuff. Doesn't depend on the size. This year I made a movie called Size Doesn't Matter. Of course, it's a joke, but that's for sure. Size doesn't matter. It's not the size of the wave which matters. Oh, look at this beautiful landscape. And yeah, this you can share anywhere in the world, even if you are landlocked, the way we are in Switzerland.
Finally, Beau, it doesn't end here, does it? As a physiotherapist, surfing has even become part of your profession, hasn't it? Tell us about your new sort of physio project that you're doing as we conclude.
Yeah, right. So about the physiotherapy project. Okay, when I was a skydiver, I had this very good mate who just crashed down and was pretty heavily injured. His name is Mark. And then when I turned into a surfer, I decided to bring him with me on the paddling sessions. And that was so much fun for him that I decided, okay, maybe other patients could benefit from this effect. And as we're landlocked surfers, it's like we're training all year long for the average week of the year surfing on real waves, and that's how I started thinking about the project. So I asked my clinic manager if I could use surfboards in the clinic swimming pool on therapy purposes, and having benefits with one patient and then a second and a third. I could find really many interesting ways of helping patients with a surfboard. And also, there is this culture of surfing, so people feel they are a member of the surfing community, the worldwide surfing community, and it's very important for patients. It's very rewarding. And this summer, what I would like to do is using a surfboard on the lake, because it's too big to fit in the swimming pool. And yeah, that's this summer's project. We'll see how it goes. Okay guys, so if you head up around here, actually on the other side of the world, we will be more than happy to welcome you around, around the fire, on the beach of the lake, having a nice paddling session or sup session, or toad surfing behind a boat. We call it wake surfing. And then we have, we can share great surfer stories from around the world, from our trips and adventures, because it's what it's all about, having fun and great adventures. So goodbye guys, keep the Aloha spirit, and cheers from the Lake of Geneva.
I'll give you pleasure.